According to current clinical research, this is exactly what happens in your body, week by week, when you commit to walking 10,000 steps a day. Have you ever wondered what is actually going on in your veins the moment you step outside for a walk? In the first week, your physical system begins to awaken. The majority of people walk maybe 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day without even realizing it. However, the second you increase that number to 10,000, your body immediately recognizes the change, and internal shifts begin before you can even notice them. Within these first few days, a specific reaction occurs in your blood after meals. Research by the American Physiological Society has shown that those who reached 10,000 steps had significantly lower levels of circulating fat in their bloodstream after meals than those who only managed 2,000 steps. This post-meal fat accumulation is a major driver of heart disease, yet walking effectively eliminates it every single day. There is also the sugar mop-up effect, which is rarely talked about. When you go for a walk after a meal, your body acts like a sponge for the sugar that has just entered your bloodstream. It absorbs it before your system has a chance to store it as belly fat. A 2025 study showed that 10,000 steps spread throughout the day regulated blood sugar spikes more effectively than a single gym workout. Furthermore, your emotional state begins to change in the very first week. This doesn't happen for some abstract reason. Walking increases the exact brain chemicals that pharmaceutical antidepressants try to mimic. But this version is completely free and has no side effects. You might feel slight muscle soreness in these first few days, but that is a positive sign. It indicates that your cells are undergoing an upgrade. The microscopic powerhouses in your muscles multiply to meet the new physical demand. While the first week might feel like a major effort, beneath the surface, your blood, your mood, and your metabolism are already operating on a completely different program, and the journey is just beginning. In the second week, your brain undergoes a cleansing process and your heart receives a protective layer. At this stage, the benefits are no longer subtle. This is where the scientific data becomes truly remarkable. First, consider the neurological cleansing. New research from 2025 confirms that the rhythm of walking activates your brain's internal maintenance crew. Walking increases a specific protein that acts like a pressure washer, flushing out the toxic metabolic waste that accumulates in your brain daily. This waste, especially the sticky proteins associated with Alzheimer's, is physically removed while you are in motion. Then there is the miracle growth phenomenon. Every time you hit that 10,000 step mark, your brain releases a growth factor that repairs damaged neurons and promotes the formation of new ones. Particularly in the regions responsible for memory and learning, your 10,000th step serves as a literal dose of neurological regeneration. Researchers describe it as a biological upgrade. We can simply call it extraordinary. On the cardiovascular side, you are now 25% less likely to develop heart disease compared to a person who only walks 2,000 steps. A large British study followed over 70,000 participants for 7 years and found that those who walked between 9,800 and 10,500 steps had a 39% lower risk of premature death and a 21% lower risk of a heart attack or stroke. These are not merely lifestyle recommendations. They represent the divergence between two completely different futures. A JAMA study of 78,000 adults found that people who reached the 10,000 step threshold had a 50% lower risk of developing dementia. Not a small percentage, but half, simply through the act of walking. 2 weeks into this habit, your brain is being cleansed daily, new cells are thriving, and your heart is protected in a way that no supplement on the market can replicate. What if your daily walk was actually a pressure washer for your brain's toxins? The third week brings the changes that you can actually observe and feel. Now the progress becomes personal, as the transformations show up in the mirror, in the quality of your sleep, and in your energy levels when you wake up. A clinical study following participants on a 10,000-step program found that after 12 weeks, they had lower body weight, a reduced waist circumference, and less body fat, all without changing their diet. No restrictive eating, no gym memberships, just walking. Could your body actually burn more fat while you sleep, just because of the steps you took today? The explanation lies in the numbers. Before starting this habit, the average person burns about 470 calories a day through movement. After 30 days of consistent walking, that number rises to 650 calories or more. These are not just the calories burned during the walk itself. It is your body burning more energy even when you are not moving. 30 days of 10,000 steps fine-tunes your cellular machinery, making your body more efficient at burning fat around the clock, while you work, watch TV, or sleep. The walking habit has altered your resting metabolic engine, not just your active one. Then there is the specific science of mood. While most people know that exercise relieves stress, researchers have measured the exact nature of the emotional shift that occurs at 10,000 steps. It is not just a reduction in anxiety. There is a 15 to 20% increase in vitality, pure energy, mental clarity, and a genuine desire to be productive. This feeling increases while depression, tension, anger, and confusion decrease. Your sleep becomes significantly deeper in the third week, and as sleep quality improves, your hunger hormones stabilize. You will notice that random late-night cravings disappear, and you no longer feel hungry shortly after eating. In the fourth week, you have become a different version of yourself. In this final week, a change has taken place that is permanent and highly desirable. The 2025 mega-study by The Lancet confirmed that reaching 10,000 steps specifically lowers the risk of 13 different types of cancer. This applies to 13 types simultaneously and not just marginally, with results being consistent across different countries and populations. Walking doesn't just protect you from a single disease. It upgrades the entire system that fights them all. If 10,000 steps could be compressed into a pill, it would be the most expensive and sought-after medication ever created. Is it possible to transform your health without ever stepping foot in a gym? The reality of reaching 10,000 steps without restructuring your entire life is easier than most think. You don't have to schedule a specific hour or find a treadmill. The most important mental shift is realizing that 10,000 steps is not a workout. It is an accumulation of smaller movements that add up throughout your day. This is known as incidental movement. It includes the steps taken to get coffee, a quick walk around the block before a phone call, or taking the longer route to the restroom. None of this feels like exercise, but it adds up. The most important strategy is utilizing your phone calls. You have probably spent years sitting in meetings that didn't require a chair. By using headphones and walking during these calls, you turn dead time into active time. A 45-minute conversation equals about 4,500 steps, nearly half of your goal before lunch. Speed is also a factor. A brisk pace where you are slightly out of breath but can still hold a conversation offers the best neurological benefits. Finally, remember that there will be difficult days. If it's late and you are short on steps, walk around your living room or pace up and down the hallway. The people who succeed are the ones who find a way even on bad days. Science proves that this works for your heart, your brain, your weight, your mood, and your lifespan. And it's all free. Even 2,200 steps help, but at 10,000, your body is fully activated. Start today. Any number is better than zero. If this breakdown of the 10,000-step journey has changed your perspective on your every movement, please subscribe and like this channel. We uncover the biological truths that have been hidden right in front of our eyes. Step into a healthier future. The next breakthrough is coming soon.